And now it's time, appropriately, for The World's Gone Mad. Yes, it truly is a world gone completely bonkers when Kamala Word Salad Harris decides, well, maybe she will run again.
Will you run again?
I haven't decided.
You're still thinking about it.
I might.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying.
That's what I'm saying. What joy and bliss that would be to have Kamala run again, unburdened by the unburdening of the things that make us what we are, as we want to do, to what to do, blah, blah, blah. Mind you, at least Kamala didn't pretend she was stupid in order to try and identify with African Americans like her potential rival Gavin Newsom did.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. You know, I'm a 960 SAT guy. And, you know, and I'm not trying to offend anyone, you know, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech.
Not entirely convinced that telling people you're as poorly educated, stupid or illiterate as they are is really a brilliant tactic. Be interesting to see how that one works out for him. Still, at least it gave the AI satirists plenty to work with.
It was never easy for me. I was born a poor black child.
Still, if Kamala Word Salad and Gavin Poor Black and Stupid Newsom aren't to your liking for the next Democrat president, why not try a dash of exotica? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, no less.
If you can't make the first basic step to say, listen, if you are in this country and you are not Black, you benefit from a system of white supremacy. It has nothing to do with the hate in your heart. It's like, were you born in the Bronx? You were born in the Bronx.
White supremacy rules in AOC's little fantasy world. No wonder even over at CNN they're beginning to despair about the Democrat presidential candidates and the race, which is, after all, only 2 years away.
This is just a total clown car. It is a total mess. There is no clear front runner at this particular point on the Democratic side. Who the heck knows who the nominee is going to be in 2 years?
But wait, there's more. How can we have left out the delectable and fragrant Ilhan Omar, the Congresswoman who married her own brother, according to some? Here she is being pestered by a pesky reporter who would like to know how Ilhan earned some $30 million since getting elected to Congress.
Hi, Congresswoman Omar. You were just talking about how Trump's economy has failed the American people, but I think the American people really want to know how you went from a negative $65,000 before coming into Congress to over $30 million in just 7 years.
My disclosure is public now.
Yeah, it is. And so a lot of people now are looking into that and finding S. Crew Winery, a winery that doesn't actually seem to exist. Is that a real winery, or?
Do you all actually look at and read things, or do you just ask silly questions?
Well, it's listed in the financial disclosure, so can you explain it? Because we have a lot of questions about it, and things just aren't adding up. There's no real phone number. There's no real location.
Why did you want to buy some wine?
Now, did you want to buy some wine? That's what I call Somali-grade chutzpah. But Ilhan was only just warming up.
Recently stated that the American people should be afraid of the white man. They should be fearful of the white man.
I never said that.
Yeah, you're on video saying it.
Our country should be more fearful of white man.
Mind you, if Ilhan ain't your cup of Somali Shah, have I got the candidate for you?
And tonight, I defy Trump and his authoritarian project by standing in joyful, radical, peaceful resistance with the Portland Frog Brigade.
Yes, believe it or not, she was actually part of the Democrats' alternative to Trump's State of the Union address, as indeed was this guy.
Hey, Mr. Tangerine Man, get rid of brown people for me. I'm Aryan white. There ain't no place I'm going to.
Clearly, the Republicans must be quaking in their boots. Meanwhile, once upon a time, back in the 1970s, there was really only one way to enjoy yourself frolicking in the snow in New York Central Park. Just ask Ryan and Ali. Ah, yes, that was a classic New York love story, but now New York has a new love story with its communist Muslim mayor Zoran Mamdani. And here's New York's finest enjoying all the love in the air this week with the adoring New York crowds. So how did the Democrat socialist whiz-kid mayor explain away the actions of a bunch of thugs pelting New York's cops with snowballs and abuse the other day?
Look, I've seen the videos of this snowball fight. I think that it was a snowball fight.
Ah, yes, just harmless kids having a snowball fight, of course. Some New Yorkers weren't too impressed. This man from a long family of cops couldn't believe his eyes.
In New York City yesterday, there's a video captured of punks basically hitting cops in the face and the head with snowballs, one after the next. They even go as far as running up to the cops with chunks of snow and smashing it in the back of their head and the side of their face. And these cops do nothing. They say nothing. I guess they feel as if they can't. The mayor doesn't have their back. They'll be the ones who wind up getting sued, or they'll be the ones who wind up getting their ass kicked in a gang fight, and nothing is done. You're burying more than your pride. You're taking your dignity and you're pissing on your own dignity.
Touché. Still, if you thought it was humiliating to be a New York cop these days, try being taken seriously as a Canadian regional police officer. Meanwhile, some Americans still have their pride and their dignity and their patriotism under any circumstances. Look carefully and you'll see even strippers were standing to attention in this clip, hand on breast, as it were, during the national anthem at this sporting event in Miami. Now that's what I call pledging your allegiance. Meanwhile, the crazy communist and washed-up multi-millionaire actor Mark Ruffalo was back to his old tricks this week, demanding that Zoran Mamdani tax the rich.
60% of New Yorkers, like me, agree that we should tax billionaires and corporations to fund childcare, housing, and transit. Tax the rich for a New York that we can all afford. They can handle it. Trust me.
Mark Ruffalo, an actor, is of course rumoured to be worth a lazy, I don't know, 35 million or more, probably a lot more. So this girl has a suggestion for how Ruffalo could maintain his dignity.
Yes, the rich can handle it. You are the rich. Notice how he said tax the billionaires, but, not the people like him who are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, because last time I checked, Mark Ruffalo, you got paid $50 million alone to play the Incredible Hulk. Okay, so here's an idea. Since you're so worried about the working class people, you seem to have more than enough money to help those people. So why don't you sponsor some families? Why don't you allow some of those families to live with you? Why don't you become a landlord? Why don't you buy like an apartment building in New York City? You have more than enough money to do so, and you just don't charge them any rent. How about that? Why don't you do that?
How about it, Mark? By the way, here's Mark Ruffalo playing the Hulk in 2012 and evicting some unwanted tenants from his New York tenement building. You can see why Mark Ruffalo is famous for his brilliant Stanislavski method acting. Impressive stuff. Meanwhile, Zoran Mamdani is paying New Yorkers $30 an hour to shovel snow for him, unsupervised. Trouble is, as this bloke claims, some people are simply taking the shovel, pocketing the $30 and going straight home.
New York? Thank you. We don't care. You chose Mamdani, and we'll take the money back to our pockets.
Meanwhile, patriotic Americans should be celebrating their victory in the hockey. But it seems that it's only the violent white male conservatives that are attracted to this sport, according to this young lass.
Hockey is one of the most, if not the most, conservative sports with the most conservative fan base. Like, This isn't anything new. I would say it's comparable to golf or lacrosse, but like, here's the thing, okay? Hockey, I don't know if you guys have seen like the USA national team. Everybody's white. Everybody on the team is white. Everybody affiliated with the team is white. All the coaches are white. Like, there is not a lot of people of color in that space. And like a huge draw to hockey is it's violent.
White, violent, men, yep. I presume that was a lass, but you never really can tell these days.
My pronouns are they, them, or at least that's what I share with people most often, but for this particular meeting, I will come out fully as saying that my pronouns are she, they, him.
She, they, him. Okay. Yes, it truly is a world gone dramatically mad.